computer.
Okay.
Go live on Facebook. We're nutters, English nutters.
Oh man, the hay fever kicked in yesterday, Phil.
What's that?
The hay fever kicked in yesterday.
Oh.
Even after a 28-day detox cleanse, still got the hay fever.
Wow. There's so much going on.
So much going on, yeah.
They're in.
So for us to just so people that are watching and they've actually connected into our feed, it's much easier for me and Phil to actually just do our chat to you, and then what we're going to do. Phil, are you going to have the chat bar up? So if I put the chat bar up my side.
Yeah, you watch the chat.
Exit
So
full
I'm
screen.
connecting live on Facebook now.
Oh, that's funny. Now I've done that,
Yeah, you just lose that, but don't worry about it because I'm going to record it on my end.
No, what I'm saying is,
no, I'm not there yet. Hang on.
I lost my chat. I just lost my chats at the side.
Your video.
I'm glad we started recording after we got it all sorted out, Phil. I've now lost the chat at the side.
I'm now almost live. Going live now. And setting your meeting up. Redirecting to Facebook. All right. Out live.
I've lost everybody. Ah, I've got it. It's down here. There's my chat box. Everybody. Okay, cool. That's it. So I think I can go back and. Oh, I can't. If I go into a full screen, I lose. So your videos, that's cool. I'm going to have the chat box on my side then, Phil, because your video and your end.
I'm just going to go to, so I got it in the event page live, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to share that. There we go. Where is it? I can't find the live show now.
Phil, you look like you know what you're doing. That's the main thing.
I look confident.
You look confident. The rabbit in the headlight, how you feel is not how you look.
Oh, there we go. It's live there. So I'm going to go share it now. I'm going to share it to my page, my personal, share it to, why won't it let me share it in my personal page? Oh, I know what I need to do. I just need to copy the link. Ah, that's right, because it's, I do know what I'm doing. Share now, public. Okay, got it. This has been shared to your timeline. All right.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna go share it to your timeline. Probably should do this before we start, but we'll get it. Share on a friend's timeline. No.
Well, yeah. I think we should next time, guys.
About 5 minutes to set up, and I think that's it. We got it. So, all right. I've now shared it on your timeline, my timeline, and the event. So we're good.
Wow. Okay, that's cool.
Boom.
So after our first show, which was the last one we just did, we've decided to do a slightly different format because it was even though it was good, it was a bit of a challenge. We decided. So what me and Phil are going to do this time is we're going to do our chat and talk about things. If you've got any questions this time, if you write it in a message to everyone in the chat box, if you've got a question, write in the chat box. And then what we're going to do in probably half an hour, 45 minutes, is we're going to open all of you guys back up again like we did last time. And then you can come on if you want to live, and you can either have video or no video, and you can then be included with us. But actually, for me and Phil, it's so we can actually flow with what we're going to share with you guys tonight. So That's the quick intro. Phil, are you ready, brother? Right, you're muted. You're not muted.
I'm here.
Yeah, fantastic. So, Phil, can you just tell us a little bit about the title that you put on for this week's talk?
Well, yes. So it just kind of flowed from last week's talk, which is just hang on 1 second. There's one technical difficulty here. 1 second.
Okay, so if you remember, last week was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So for me and Phil to actually come and do a live thing that wasn't perfect, set up and organised was a really big deal. So the challenge for us was recognising in both of us that fear of, we're not good enough, we don't know what we're doing, we don't know what to talk about, where are we going to start? So I just said, Phil, let's just do it. Let's just dive in. And that's what we did. We okay, I'm just going to let Mike in. That's fantastic. Welcome, Mike. Okay. Yeah, so last week was all about feeling the fear and recognizing that in ourselves that actually stops us from doing anything. It's that human paralysis where, oh yeah, and most of you that I know that are listening now are talented. One way or another, you've all got a talent. And what stops us from tapping into that talent is fear. And I've been watching some really interesting podcasts and videos in lockdown, which is great. And it just says that they're just being blunt, fucking hell, you're going to feel the fear and do it anyway. So that's why Phil named the last show, which was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. So on the Sunday, we were talking and Phil said, let's do it tomorrow. And I was like, what do you mean, let's do it tomorrow? He said, Monday, let's do it. It's what day was it, Phil, in America?
It was Sunday.
No, on the Monday we did it.
We did it on the Monday, and I think Sunday we're doing it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, the bank holiday Monday. What was a special day in America for you guys?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. So Phil thought because it was Memorial Day in America, that would be a really good day to do it. So we dived in completely unprepared and did our show, and actually it turned out fairly well. So I was just finishing that about the last episode, Phil. So Phil, as you know, well, I don't suppose you guys do know, but Phil chose a title for the second one as well, which was, Phil?
Tuning the Human Biofield. Sorry about that. And this is inspired by, well, we kind of touched on it last week. It's inspired by this book, Tuning the Human Biofield. And really, it's what we need to do every day. It's really reconnecting with ourselves and clearing the energies that we pick up. And I think we're all feeling a lot of energies right now. There's so much energies. There's anger and frustration and pain and fear and love and joy and all of it. There's so much energy. And like I was sharing a little bit last week, our body is like a musical instrument and it gets out of tune. We pick up those energies, those stresses and that frustration and that anger, which are all genuine good emotions. And it's important to clear them. And Susan and I were watching Michael Beckwith this morning. And what he did this really cool thing right there on the show. And he's like, you're feeling all this energy. And he's like, he just got down, he got the drums going and he was like shaking on the stage. And it's like, and like taking that anger and turning it into positivity. I'm feeling really angry right now. And I am beautiful. And it's like turning that energy into what we want to create. And it was just really beautiful. So, yeah.
So I just want to add into that then, Phil, about, emotional states in our cultures. And America is, very much the cultural positioning of America is very similar to ours. And that certain emotions are accepted and certain emotions aren't accepted. Mm-hmm. So one emotion that isn't accepted with all of us, men and women, is anger. And yet, if you're sad or if you're upset and you're sad and you're crying, that's accepted and everyone consoles you. Well, people console you. Whereas if someone's angry, it's like, wow, look at him, man, that's really bad. He's angry, and they all step away. But it's only the judgment that makes the sadness right and the anger wrong. And actually, you know, what we need to learn is the bottom line is they are emotions and they're all as valid as each other. But because we're not allowed to express that anger as a child, an adolescent, a young adult, and an adult, you know, they all just get, you go back into the energy field, then they all just get misconstrued and stuck in the field, and it just creates pain. And then it gets expressed inappropriately, and that's the challenge with it.
And then that's what we're seeing in the world today. All of that energy that's coming out has been like suppressed in people for decades. And it's been concentrated because of this, like the lockdown. People have been locked in home and frustrated and like don't have a job. And it's just like, and now there was like this release, an event allowed all that energy to get released. And hopefully we'll transform it. We'll go through this and we'll transform that energy into good things. I mean, right now it's very painful and riots and anger and aggression, but hopefully we can turn that into a positive good and light on the planet. That's what I'm praying for, so.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it is coming back down to judgment, isn't it? It's judging anything, at the moment we're talking about Phil.
Yes.
Another technical problem.
What's that?
Kate is saying that Zoom says it's timed out and there is no other link to find. Oh, that's because you started again, isn't it? I sent her the old one and you started recording again, didn't you?
Oh, well, recording, yeah. So, I mean, if she goes to my Facebook, she should see it.
I'll just send her I'll send her a link to this one and see what she gets.
Let's see, we got people chatting here.
Have we?
Nope.
No, I've got that up all the time. I've got the chat up for us, Phil.
Okay.
So I can hopefully grab that chat. So we can, let's talk about ways then to tune this, to tune this human biofield. What ways can we tune it? What tools have we, all got available to us?
Well, we've got this very moment right here. I mean, let's just do a little tune in. You want to do a little tune in right now?
Yeah. Shall I get my drum, Phil?
Yeah, sounds good.
If you do, this drum actually, Phil, it's a Native American drum. And it was made on one of the, I can't remember what, can you see that crystal in the handle?
Mm-hmm.
It's not very vegan, but it's very ceremonial.
It's beautiful.
It's all, so, do you want to, are you going to say anything or shall I just?
Yeah, no, I'm going to go. So let's just close our eyes for a minute. Place your hand upon your heart. Maybe upon your gut as well. So your right hand upon your heart, your left hand upon your gut. Feel your feet on the earth. Just connect with the breath right now. Feel your body. Feel any energy, whether it's anger, pain, grief, frustration. Just feel into it. It's okay. It's part of you. It's a message from your spirit, from your soul. Let's expand that feeling. Feel where it is most pronounced in your body. For me, it's in my heart. It could be in your head. It could be in your gut, solar plexus. Just breathe. Sending deep roots down into the earth. Pulling up the energy of Mother Earth, beautiful Mother Earth, nourishing us, earthing us, grounding us. connecting to the sky, the heavens, the stars, pulling that energy down, bringing those energies, and they meet in the heart energy. The heart, the fire of transformation, can transform this energy into action, into love. Tuning in deeply, receiving the gifts of the universe, of the divine. Recognizing that your soul is pure, your soul is eternal, your spirit is infinite. You are a beautiful expression of the divine. As you transform this energy, you can pull in all the positive energies and frequencies of the universe and release back into the universe those energies that no longer serve you, so that you may come into your full sovereign birthright, a birthright as a pure soul, to truly make a difference on this planet, to uplift people, to inspire people, to be the full expression of their divine, beautiful soul. You're beautiful, you are loved, you are loved, you are divine, you are whole, you are healthy. Just feel into that energy, allow it to expand. Know that it is truth. Breathe in, let it out with a sigh. Coming deeper into this present moment, into your truth, into the truth of who you are. And slowly come back to this present moment, bringing those gifts of the infinite into this moment. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Whew. Wow, I'm feeling better from that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the.
I've been feeling a lot of tension, so it was good to just tune in and yeah.
Absolutely. So, Kay, bless her, still can't get in.
Oh.
So I tell her to go to my. Is it
Yeah.
on my page, Phil?
It's on your page, yep. Mm-hmm.
I'll just go home and find it. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna go home and find it and
Everyone can just tune in for a moment and enjoy that energy.
I'm gonna share it live, Phil, off of the
You're sharing it with Kay, and she'll have it. Good.
I'm gonna send it as a messenger, the live feed off of Facebook with a bit of luck. Sorry, guys, we won't be a sec. See if I can. We'll see. I don't know.
You got it?
I think so, Phil. I think I've sent her the right one.
I think you got it. Susan says it's working, so I just posted on Kay's wall too, so
Oh, she'll get it then. Yeah,
done.
she was trying to log into Zoom, but for some reason she couldn't. She can't get into the Zoom that we're on, which is unusual, isn't it?
It's only me and you on Zoom right now, so I don't know why that is. So maybe we just scared everybody away.
There's no one watching now then.
They're on Facebook. They're watching. They're just not on Zoom. So.
Oh, that's why no one's answering it. Mike did come on just now, and I admitted him.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But yeah, there looks like there's no one watching on Zoom right now. Oh, Louise is here. I'm here, she says. Great. Well done, Lou.
Great.
She's still here. Oh yeah, it does say number of participants 1 on here. So we have got someone watching, which is great. So the others are on.
Well, fantastic. There we go.
Facebook. Great. Yes, it's tricky, isn't it? Trying to balance that, getting into what we're doing, and then trying to step back into the other world.
Right.
That's the real challenge. Trying to step between the two worlds.
What are you drinking there, Phil?
This is some Dr. Moore's Heal All tea.
Tell us about that. Maybe not. I mean, these are other ways of, well, it's
Okay, so Dr. Morse is a really amazing. Have I spoken to you about Dr. Morse, Phil?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Keep going. I'm just playing a tuning fork, so.
Oh, are you? I could hear this whistle, and I was like, "What's the whistle?" So Dr. Morse is an amazing healer, iridologist, and he's put a tea blend together called Heal or Tea, and you can actually use it to swish in your mouth as a mouthwash, and it pulls the stored mucus and toxins from in your jaw, and it pulls them out, and then you can spit that out. And when you swallow it, it helps to clean mucus and undigested bits out of your body and clean your whole intestinal tract. Mm-hmm. The herbs in there are what they call pullers. So it pulls toxins and binds them and takes them out of the body. That's kind of the plan with Heal or Tea. So it's like a multi-purpose tea that's for healing. For healing it. Well, healing the body. I like tuning the human body field. This is what this is doing. It's removing debris out of the body matrix in order for us to tune and heal. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's about, really. Is I love the title, tuning the human body. It's just that's what we need to do through breath, through food, through meditation, through drum.
These herbs are signatures of their frequencies. So each plant contains a unique frequency of energy, and as we bring all these different plants into our body, they're sharing with us the energetic biofrequencies. And at our manufacturing facility, where we work with herbs and superfoods and extracts all the time, you basically to identify a plant, we use a thing called a high performance thin layer chromatography, and we have a reference material that's basically a botanical reference to it, which is a certified reference, and then we bring in the herb and we put them into this device, and it's basically looking at through light spectrography. So you see the signatures, and each like different type of, whether it's vitamin C or a silymarin, like we'll see different bands of color. So they kind of represent in that frequency. So we're taking in all of these different beautiful frequencies into our body when we're taking in these herbs. So.
Yeah, right. When we're taking, so listen to what Phil was saying there. When we're taking wild, natural herbs, plants, we're taking in beautiful signatures of frequency. And as soon as you turn that around to man-made foods, who knows what frequency you're taking in? But it isn't a frequency of nature. It isn't a frequency of healing. It isn't a frequency of being the best you can.
Right.
So, you know, what myself and Phil, we're all about really is being the best versions of ourselves. You know, and that's actually what we were talking about. We touched base yesterday, and we actually had to stop our conversation because it was, you know, we automatically just got straight into the show without even knowing it, just from you know, sharing from last time what happened. So Kay's saying the link doesn't do anything. So if I just had to go to my page,
Yep.
is it live on my page, Phil?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Bless her.
So, so like Phil was saying, we're taking in all these different frequencies of energy. So it's really important that we're very selective about what we choose. So as we can retune the body, and we're like, well, we're more than this body, and we're frequency and we're energy. And at the same time, what do we surround ourselves with? You know, are we eating junk food or processed food? Are we surrounding ourselves in negative stuff? Are we watching too much negative media? I mean, there's a lot right now, whether it's, you know, extreme conspiracies, and it's good to be aware, but if we get sucked into that energy, we can get pulled down. Our frequency can get pulled down. And sure, we can transform that, but that it still is using our energy and taking away from our spirit. It's like lowering the vibration, and we want to be constantly raising the vibration.
Yeah, so, you know, with that, Phil, it's like conspiracy, you know, and just to add to what Phil said, conspiracy, it's really useful for us to get genned up and understand to a point of what's going on. But if you get sucked, and it depends on your character. I know for both me and Phil, we've both been sucked down a rabbit hole, and for both of us, it's really fired us up. It's got us excited. It's made us really research. And for me, and I'll let Phil answer for this, but for me, it's really given me a purpose. And it isn't to spread the fear, but it's like, you know, let's look at what's going on, and then let's find a solution. So, you know, around us at the moment, there's all this sickness and negativity and all this nonsense. Well, lockdown it's been a great opportunity for some of us, and it's been dreadful for others. Mm-hmm. Of course, I've watched a little bit of conspiracy to find out what's going on. You know, of course, me and Phil have chatted about it, and we've shared links, but we don't get lost in it. You know, what it's done for me and Phil is it's like, right, let's do a talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these tools. How can, you know, and what's happened now is me and Phil have started really supporting each other. And so to go back to that other show, the first one, and we were talking about how it was for us, which is where we were yesterday. We were going to have a little bit of a defrag, but actually the defrag turned into a really heartfelt spiritual connection. And it's like, okay, so actually every time me and Phil, and actually it is slightly different, because whenever me and Phil just sit and talk, we always end up going really deep and having profound insights. And really that's what we both really wanted to bring to this show, was the conversations that me and Phil have with each other. Because, you know, we when I was talking to him yesterday, and it's a real shame I can't actually remember what that was, but as we were talking and I said something to Phil and went, that's not even true. That's not even what I now believe. That's just some program. Do you remember that, Phil?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And both of us recognized that it was just some program that I'd picked up on my journey, believed it until that moment in time. Phil didn't even say anything. I finished my sentence and said, that's not even true, Phil. So, and what was that, Phil?
What that moved into is the conversation about evolving out loud, and we're all here to reflect with each other and support each other and express our heart. So it's like this evolving out loud, and that term is something I learned from Kyle Cease, who's this transformational comedian, and he has a book. I hope I don't screw this up, or I hope I screw this up. Like, it's like, we just need to share and be vulnerable and be honest with our feelings, and that's evolving out loud, and we're bringing it to the table with each other. And it's, you know, it's hard right now because we got this isolation, That's, we have to use digital channels right now. But just the other night, Saturday night, Susan and I went to, or it's Friday night, we went to another raw food potluck, and it was great to just connect with people and share what we've been learning, and share our frustration, and just evolve together. So, and that's what we're doing. Like, it's the Phil and Phil evolving together show.
Yeah, so we were, partly what we were sharing yesterday was about how we felt on this. So partly what we were going to do was talk about our pains and gains of the last show and also the week. And one of the things that became clear for me and Phil was, I was watching Phil and observing him as being really confident and really capable and knowing what he was doing. And then he shared with me that wasn't true. He wasn't feeling really confident and knew what he was doing. And I was feeling actually the same as Phil. And Phil was observing in me the same as what I was observing in him, which was how confident I was and my ability to do it. And he was like, wow, you know, I need to be like that. While I was sitting here going, wow, I really need to be like that.
Right.
So the reflection was that we came up with and realized was Phil was seeing himself in me and I was seeing myself in Phil, but we were projecting that. We were kind of projecting our greatness onto the other and owning our kind of negative feelings about ourselves. And actually, to the observer, they really weren't true.
It's a thing we do a lot. We'll put people on pedestals, like, oh my God, look how amazing that person is. Like, oh my God, that's David Wolf. Look how amazing he is. You know, it's like that we're just seeing an aspect of ourselves in that, an aspect of the light in other, you know.
I've just got Mike.
Yep, I just hit him.
Yeah. Aha. Because I've accepted. I've let him on. I've let him in 3 times. So whether he's got booted off or whether I didn't let him on or not, I don't know. But you've just seen him, so that's cool. So yeah, sorry, Phil. Go with that again about the reflecting and.
Well, we're just like, we're a reflection. We see the greatness in others, and it's when we see that greatness in others, it's a greatness in us. So, yeah.
You know, one of the trainings I did, and the great thing that I learned from it was, the world is a reflection of me. Now, what we normally only see is what we. I'm going to say it how it is, and then we can figure out afterwards. What we normally see is what's wrong with ourselves. So we'll see what's wrong with us. But then when we see someone that's brilliant, going, wow, aren't they amazing? You know, whether they're good looking or sexy, or they speak well, or they're confident, or whatever they're good at, you know, they look great in their clothes. What we haven't been taught with, and hopefully, you know, you can get this from this talk, is actually that's a reflection of us too. That's a reflection of where we think we want to be. However, what I would suggest is an aspect of us is there already. Because, so remember this, we can only see in others what's in ourselves. And that is the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah. I'm going to repeat that again. What we see in others, we can only see because it's within ourselves. And that is the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I know when I do a fire circle, which is a spiritual development group that in the past I've run, and I will do it again. I do it from time to time. When we're sat around the fire circle, there's anything from 4 of us to 10 or 12 of us. And it's really interesting when someone says something, and then I go around the group and say, so let's just say I'll go around clockwise after that person, and then I'll ask someone, what did you hear and what did you experience? And each person will give their own version of reality. And then if I get someone else now, which I've done in the past, to go from this side of the fire circle, and by the way, we do this outside in all weather, around a proper fire. So if I get someone to come from this side, I was trying to explain to someone about perspective on life, whether it's you, the fire, whatever it is, about perspective. So I said to this person, right, if you come from here where you are, where you sit nearly every week, and come around the fire, literally, not metaphorically, and sit this side, how does it look? And they said, wow, it's completely different. I said, so it's the same fire, it's exactly the same people sat in exactly the same places. All that's happened is you've gone from one side of the fire around to the other side of the fire, you've sat down and observed, and they've observed. It's like for them observing something completely different, but nothing else has changed apart from their literal solid perspective. Not even their mindset's changed. So all that's changed is literally their perception, because they've gone to look at it from a different angle, and yet everything's changed.
Exactly. It's like when, and I do this sometimes, where it's like just you climb up a mountain, or I get on my bike and I go for a ride, and then I look down at the houses or the people, and it's like, oh, they're so tiny. And I'm just like, oh, that's a different perception or perspective. And that's what it's all about. Like, the world is wanting to hijack our perception and our and perspective. And it's like, we gotta take that back, like take our perception back. Like, what do we see? Like, tune into our heart. And right now, like, I'm feeling some fear of doing this. I'm just like, oh, and like you said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's like, oh, can we transform that into the beauty? Can we turn that energy that we're feeling? And there's just different ways to do that. Can we transform the energy? And that's this whole message of this call that's coming through for me is that. Like, this morning was the Michael Beckwith, transforming the energy. And then this is like, okay, the meditation that just kind of flowed through me. It's like tuning into that energy and like, oh, I'm feeling this pain. I'm feeling this. Oh, I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm like scared. And it's like, oh, can I transform that into beauty? Can I transform that right now into beauty? And it sometimes it takes going for a walk, or shift their energy, or sitting on the other side of the fire, or playing some tuning forks, or shaking your body all around and dancing and screaming for a minute. And it's like, it's reminding me, it's like, oh, I need to take care of this energy. Like, wow, this is the evolving out loud that we're doing right now. It's like, I'm like, oh, I need to take care of myself. And this is a reminder to take better care of myself. And I got to tune my biofield every day, and I've got to process. And if I'm angry, I need to scream. Like the other day, like Susan and I were having a little argument. I was like, well, you just need to scream at me, Susan. And she did. And then we started to move the energy. And it's just like, get it out, and then let's move it. Let's transform it into love. So, yeah.
Yeah, and that's they're the tools we haven't been taught, is actually how do we allow, it's like, I used to be involved with a course in the UK called the Turning Point. And that was amazing, because especially when men got angry, there's a certain anger that's really scary. And you could feel the whole room shrinking back and wincing away. Mm-hmm. But when that same person connected with their true anger inside their body, it was something really quite beautiful. Same person, same anger, mm-hmm. But the one anger was like a false anger. It was like a tantrum anger. But when they went through the tantrum anger and they went into the connected anger, I mean, that was quite bizarre, because that fed me, and I was not afraid. But when they were in that tantrum anger, big men in their tantrum anger is really scary.
Right.
But big men in their authentic anger, man, that's something to behold. And in that authentic anger, we can transform it. In the tantrum anger, because what happens is, when I say tantrum anger, is they haven't actually connected with the true essence of that anger. And if you can kind of coach them, transform them into that place, and these courses had anywhere between 5 and 25 people on the course. So when the focus is on somebody, everyone's holding that space. And by the time you've come to the end of the 3 or 4 days, everybody wants them to get it. So then everybody's holding that person, and there's no judgment. By that time, everyone's let go of all their crap and their judgment and blah, blah, blah. That's all gone. And the person can be angry, and man, it's just, and that's the transformation.
Exactly. And that's like, that was exactly what Michael Becker's doing. He's like, I'm angry and I'm upset about all these things that are going on, and this murder and it's like, but he transformed it. And it's like, yeah, just transformed it into, I am beautiful, I am courageous, I am powerful, I am divine, and just turning that energy into passion, raw passion. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So again, to feed into that, Phil, that anger that we feel, so anger is a Mars energy. And in my chart, I've got Mars, and I'm pretty sure it's in my 4th house. And Mars in my chart, it goes one of 2 ways. The Mars masculine creative doing energy, it either goes inward and cripples you, or it goes outwards. So the Mars energy, you can move mountains, or you can basically implode.
Ooh.
So you've got that, you've got that real strong masculine energy where you're gonna do amazing things or amazing no things.
Yeah. And then it's like you've wasted that energy, that transformational energy, like a volcano or an earthquake. It's like, it could be bad, but it could also be transformative, like a volcano, like Hawaii or something. It's like, okay, new land was created from that, new energies was created. It could be like, oh my God, that's bad. Like the trees were destroyed. It's like new growth was created, new beautiful lava that's full of minerals, and then new growth came out of that. It's just like, ooh, transformation. This is just beautiful. Yeah.
So there was this, on the same theme, one of the bits of this was 1999, and I remember it so well. One of the bits of teaching material that the teacher used to speak of was, there's an example where the little boy Johnny goes into his mum and goes, "Mummy, mummy, mummy, I hate daddy, I hate daddy." He wouldn't let me have an ice cream or whatever it was. I hate him, I hate him. And mum says, "No, Johnny, you don't hate daddy. You love daddy." So the first thing he's learned about being upset and angry is he's wrong.
Yeah.
So often the first thing we're taught about anger is you're wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of the mum saying, "Wow, Johnny, I really hear you're angry. Do you want to tell me about that?" And our parents don't do that.
Right.
They tell us what we should or shouldn't do, not, "Oh, wow, that's amazing, you're angry. Come on, tell me about that anger.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do you feel it? Where is it in your body? What's it doing? Why are you angry?"
Right.
And then when you've expressed that, you can then say, "Well, did you ask your dad why you couldn't have an ice cream," or whatever it was? Except you've got to really understand the anger and the frustration first.
Yeah.
Before you try and correct them. And in our culture, we're not taught that. We're just
having to relearn that. Like as we're evolving out loud together here, and all of us together, we're having to relearn that. And like today, I'm relearning it. I'm just seeing the energy on the planet and just going, "Ooh, we got to learn this. I got to learn this," because I just want to lash out and attack people and make comments. "Oh, why are you saying that? And why is this going on?" It's like, all right, that's I know that's not healthy. I know I'm not going to do that. It's like, that's not healthy. But what do we need to do? So
yeah, exactly, Phil. And that's and what do we need to do? So this moment in time, what I've realized from this lockdown, and to be honest, I've loved this lockdown because I've got to stay at home and I haven't had to go to work. I haven't had to answer my phone, and I've been doing what I want to do. And actually, it's been amazing, because what I've realized is, the closer it gets to going back to work is, do I really want to go back to being a builder and a carpenter? And the answer is no, I don't. So when I got to that realization, and it was really strong, that's why I got into Phil and was like, "Phil, come on, this is a real opportunity now. People are, they're sat at home on the internet, looking for connection, looking for, you know, meaning. You know, and a lot of people now are done with the conspiracy side of it. You know, a lot of people have woken up and gone, wow. You know, and understanding what's going on and understanding the darkness and the light and the dance and all the rest of it that's going on. I was going to say has value. Maybe it doesn't. Who cares? Because the bottom line is this. We have to evolve. Doesn't matter what's going on around us. Because if we shine our light enough, the darkness will fade. You know, Phil, I love this, right? One of the things that I learned is you can't take a darkness to a candle, but you can take a candle to darkness. Except there ain't no darkness.
Right.
But if you turn your back on it, if you turn your back on the darkness and you walk away with it with the candle, man, does the darkness get big behind you. But when we turn and shine the light on the darkness, and I don't just mean shining the torch on the naughty boys, I mean going inside of us and looking at what we've suppressed. Look at all the times we've been told we're wrong, or we're stupid, or we're not good enough. What do you want to add to that, Phil?
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's just looking into our shadow. I mean, if we're angry at things that are going on in the world or upset, like it's just a reflection of us, something to work on. It's like, okay, I'm going to feel that right now. I'm going to feel that sadness. I'm going to feel that pain, and I'm going to transform it. Like, just take every opportunity we can to transform that energy and to continually evolve. If we stay stuck, we're going to wither, and you know, it's like, what's the point if we're not moving through this energy? Like, let's face our shadow side and let's move through it.
So Phil, for people that don't understand about the term shadow side, how would you I'm trying to find some kind words. How would you simply say about the shadow? How would you explain? Let's I'm just going to pick on my friend Louise for this one. If you had to tell Louise about the shadow, what would you say to her so she could understand it simply?
It's a good question. So let's see. Okay, I think it's just. I mean, you were talking about it's shining the light. Like it's going within. I think it's going within. Whether it's meditation, whether it's going in the nature and feeling that anger, that upset, that pain, whatever that's in your body that's making you sick, that's making you down, that's making you depressed, and look at it and observe
Phil,
it.
Phil, can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there a minute, Phil?
Yeah.
Can I just stop you there a minute?
Go ahead.
What are you feeling right now?
What am I feeling right now?
Yeah.
I'm feeling some fear. I'm feeling like maybe I'm not, like, who am I to be doing this talk? I'm not good enough. What do I know?
Yeah.
There's people who know way more than me. Like so I'm feeling this fear in my heart that people are probably judging me for doing this. Like, you don't know anything. Ooh, yeah. So I feel a lot of stuff in my heart. That's where mostly I feel stuff, and then it kind of roots down into my core base chakra, my solar plexus, and if I feel it in my heart as like a discomfort. So I'm feeling uncomfortable right now because you put me on the spot, so I'm feeling uncomfortable. Like, well, I'm not good enough to answer that question. I'm not no expert. What do I know? I don't know anything.
Yeah, and do you know what, Phil? I really hear that. I felt that in my heart when I asked you the question. I felt you clam down, and then you were like a rabbit in the headlights. And I thought, oh wow, okay. So for me, Mike's wanting to come back in again. Huh. So for me, feeling that with compassion, it's then about
Go.
Oh, well done it. So I was able to feel that with you, and I could feel your uncomfortableness. So then so that actually was your shadow being.
Mm-hmm. And it's not who I am. Like it's not
No, that's not who you are in my experience.
there. I picked it up. There's different aspects of myself or experiences that I had, and I've made it real. I've made that shadow real, and it's a shadow. The shadow on the ground is not real. It's not you. Like the sun shines on you, and it's just a shadow. It doesn't control you if it's there, you know.
So
Yeah.
the interesting thing is, right, Phil, with that, if you notice, the closer you walk to the source of light,
Mm-hmm.
your shadow gets bigger.
Mm.
Because there's actually a book, and I love it. It's called The Shadow Side of the Light Chasers.
Ooh. Mm.
So what's happening is we're all hungry for the light, and we're all chasing the light, going, no, the shadow's fine. We'll leave that over there. That's all right. Or people don't understand. People, people talk about being light, shining your light, being as light as you can. But actually, the only way you're going to get your suitcase lighter so you can carry it is to unpack it.
Ooh, I like that one.
And our challenge is to unpack our suitcase so we can, so it becomes lighter. And the suitcase, of course, is the false self, which is loaded up with isms about who we think we are. And then, of course, when I put you on the spot, Phil, there,
Mm-hmm.
you hit a bit of panic and fear
Yeah.
of that, and your shadow actually came up. So your shadow came to the light, because actually your shadow wants transforming. That's all our shadow wants. It's like,
I'm doing this work with a friend of mine, which is like there's these kind of fractured part of ourselves or parts, and when you start to feel it, that's a great time. That's when it's coming up to be transformed.
absolutely.
And a lot of the time when that comes up, we get fearful, we get scared, we push it back down, and then it just gets bigger. Like every time we push it back down, it gets bigger and more contracted and more integrated. And it's like, okay, fate. Like before this call, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get ready. Okay, I gotta check everything. Where are we? Is it on? Is it working? I'm like sitting down 10 minutes before, and I'm just like panicking. It's like, whoo, whoo. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can, and
And what kids, like kids who are not programmed, what do? They cry and they run around and they scream and they just move on. Nobody's telling them or saying that's wrong. It's like they're just moving through their energy. Like they're laughing 1 minute and then something happens, they cry, they run around, and then they're just like, then they're all calm, and then they sit and they meditate, and then they go, and then it's just like they're continually moving through that energy, and it's a continual flow of energy. Ooh. Oh, I feel better. That's good.
yeah, exactly. It's that. And also, when we get locked into our chests,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I forget about that. The thymus thump. When you get locked in, and you can feel that in your chest, all that energy starts to stagnate, and that's lymphatic. So then you're creating lymphatic congestion, which is that's bad. Nothing good about congested lymphatics. I'm sure there is, actually, now I've said that. And breathing in, and then breathing in again when you're tapping. So it's so much easier for someone else to see it. And, we've loved to say, hey, brother, what are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
And then not to judge them.
Right.
But to say, well, let's take a breath together. And actually, that's that breath unlocks this diaphragm. So most of us are stuck from our chests up, or from our diaphragms up.
Yeah.
We're not down in our bellies. So the diaphragm kind of gets stuck, and we're all up here like that in this part of us. And then we're taking that deep breath. It's like, you can feel the difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can feel what I've done, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
So we can actually, whenever we do it for ourselves, we do it for everybody else. And that's amazing.
feeling some a little bit of dizziness right now. There's a lot of energy moving through my body. Well, we're going through some transformation here.
You know, we wanted this show to be real, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to share ourselves because that's what we're about, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we chat, whenever me and you chat, this is what happens. We just go, and we get to feel whether it's true or it's not true, or actually it doesn't work anymore. It's hopeless. So let's
Yeah, I
help
just
each other.
got this wave of dizziness, and I've been having this dizziness like this, but it's usually when there's like some intensity. But I'm realizing in this moment as we're evolving, it's like it's because I'm not facing something, and I'm like, so I get dizzy and disorientated instead of going, which I just did. Then I'm like, okay, what's the feeling? Allow it to come up, breathe into it. Okay, it's giving me a message. It's bringing me in. It's really trying to bring me into this moment because obviously I'm not in the moment, so I'm getting dizzy and disconnected. It's just like come back into the moment, back into your body. All right, here we are. Woo! Nice.
So we've all got coping mechanisms. So really, Phil, you could see that as that dizziness as a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So
Then it shut me down. It's like I can't handle this energy. Instead of going, well, I can handle this energy. I just need to go into it.
yeah,
But
right.
part of myself is terrified of it, and it's like I can't handle this. I want to shut down. And wow, it's just and I think and as a kid, I used to do this thing. So whenever I got in trouble with my parents, I would hold my breath until I passed out. I don't remember it, but I would hold my breath until I passed out. So I was shutting
Wow.
myself down. I was going, oh, wow, I didn't know this was going to come up right now, but obviously this is what's coming up. So I would shut down. I'd be like, no, I'm shutting down. So yeah, yeah.
Man, that's a real way of dealing with not being told off, isn't it?
It's like, all right, well, I'm going out then. Bye.
But,
Because they didn't know how to deal with it either. My parents hadn't been taught by their parents, and like we haven't been taught. And it's like we need to recreate this. How are we going to deal with these energies and this anger and this pain and this discomfort?
and I think my one, Phil, was my way of shutting down, which it's actually very similar to yours, but it's not as extreme. Is I'd get tired.
Mm.
So I'd be like, oh, I can't. I'm too tired. Too tired. I can't deal with that. I'm too tired. So it's very you basically got fight, flight, freeze, and fall asleep.
Right.
And yours was an extreme fall asleep.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah.
And actually, so one of the things that once we recognize those patterns in ourselves.
Oh my God! Just like you're talking about that, like wanting to go to sleep. It's like we've just given our power and our energy to that shadow, and we just all our energy is drained into that. Like instead of like working through it and going, okay, let me feel this. Let me stop for a moment. We're like, because we get tired and we're like, all right, and I do this, and you probably do it. I'm not supposed to be tired. This is wrong. I eat healthy and I do everything right. Why am I tired right now? And why? No, I just so and then I get angry. I'm like, oh, I gotta go to now. I just gotta really want to go and ride my bike, but I'm too tired, so I'm gonna lie down instead of going. All right, let me just sit down for a minute and let me feel into that tiredness and see if it's giving me a message, and like let's work through it. Let's work through that tiredness and see what message it's giving me. Maybe so just listen to what's coming up. Sorry, I interrupted you there.
So that's beautiful. So when you were talking, what got me thinking is maybe what we ought to do on our group is set up buddies within that. So people within the group can find someone that they resonate with and buddy up. Mm-hmm. So if that comes up, they can phone them, Skype them, Zoom them, and we have like a buddy. I don't know how to create this yet. If anyone's got any great ideas, that'd be great. But where I was thinking about it earlier, because in EFT that I do, I do sessions of EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, and matrix re-imprinting, and several other disciplines. And it's really difficult to do it yourself. And what it's good for is to have somebody there that is able, you can message me or whatever and say, look, Phil, I'm feeling stuff. I mean, it's difficult when you haven't got people with you. But if there's people around that you can swap time with, so it's like, okay, something's come up and I just need someone to witness it. I need someone to share it with. I need someone that can say, okay, can you just breathe? I hear that. Now can you breathe? Because otherwise what happens is we just get into drama. And that's why it's so boring.
So let's do a little demonstration. So you were talking about EFT, emotional freedom technique.
Yeah.
What are you feeling right now, Phil?
Well, yeah, I can feel that. I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it. So it's all, so my heart's getting tight. So there's obviously some kind of emotional stuff going on in there.
So let's do some EFT. Let's demonstrate some EFT. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
So even though I'm feeling, what are you feeling?
So even though I'm feeling all this energy in my heart, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm feeling all this energy in my heart, I love and accept myself anyway.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to move round through the meridian systems. Energy in my heart, all this energy in my heart.
Completely love and accept myself. Completely love and accept myself. And even though I'm feeling all this energy in my heart, I completely love and accept myself.
All this energy in my heart.
All this energy in my heart.
All this energy in my heart.
Completely love and accept myself.
All this love in my heart.
Myself.
All this love in my heart.
So much love in my heart right now. Some energy in my heart. Completely love and accept myself.
All this energy in my heart.
Breathe. How's that feeling?
Yeah.
Feel good? Feels better, huh? Your energy
Wow.
is different. Your energy is
My energy is different, but actually it's intense.
Yeah, it's intense because it brings it up more, and then you got to keep
Yeah.
going. There's another level. You just got to keep going deeper.
So it actually magnifies that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tool you could use. That Phil's just going to tuning forks. That's another beauty. Do you want to just do a tuning fork tune, Phil?
Yeah, let's just do. I got. We'll do a few here. We got the 528 DNA repair. Apparently, this is a hockey puck. Apparently, so.
Phil, when you tap that next time, could you stand the tail of it on your speaker? See what happens. That's better.
I don't know where the microphone is on the Mac.
Tell you what, Phil, if you tap it again and waft it around your computer, I'll tell you when it's loudest. There, somewhere. Have you got a MacBook, Phil?
Yeah.
It's on near the keyboard. I think it's on the top left hand side, just beneath the screen on the keyboard.
Okay.
Got it.
So what's this doing? It's what's the word? What do we say? When frequencies are, when we're kind of bringing our frequency into alignment, harmonics, binaural beats. What's harmonic alignment sort of thing. So we're coming in. So if our body's out of frequency, these are natural frequencies that help just bring us back into alignment, bring our frequencies back into alignment. And they can get distorted by different things in our life. And we, like I talked about last week, we have this field around our body. And as it goes out, it goes into childhood. So you can kind of move this energy through your field. So just allow this sound to come into your body. you're starting to resonate with that high frequency. It's raising your energy to that higher frequency. So it's 417 hertz. And it's that's the energy. It's like when they put all those clocks in a room together and they all start ticking at the same, the grandfather clocks, they all start
Oh,
ticking at
wow.
the same frequency. So we're starting to resonate at this higher frequency, this higher vibration. And it's like a drum circle when you got the lead drummer and everyone starts to drum at that same beat, and it becomes harmonic, and become kind of one with that energy. And I think that's what we're becoming. We're like, whether it's becoming one with just one with the universe. A phrase that Gabriel Cousins likes to use is, we're being lived by love. We're not forcing that or going, oh, I need to be loving, or it's like we're being lived by love. And that's that allowing that beautiful spirit inside of us. And we're resonating with a higher energy, a higher vibration.
Wow.
174 hertz, this one.
Yeah, it's definitely on your right side. It's louder, Phil.
Right, that's over here. Okay.
No, it's your right side. Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah, that.
Okay, that right.
Yeah, that right. Yeah. Yeah, the real right.
The real right. I'm like, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at a screen of myself. I'm like, is that okay? What? Where am I?
Yeah, your right arm. And I was trying to turn that around then so I could figure out which one it was as well. So Phil, I think we've been on about an hour.
Yep, that's about. Let's. Do you want to see if anyone has any questions, or?
Yeah, should we open it up and see who's on and who wants to jump on?
Yeah.
So let's how do we do that now then?
You go to speaker view, I think.
Gallery view. Speaker view. Gallery
It
view.
looks like it's just you and I right now. So.
No, there's Louise is on here. Good old Louise, she's still here. So let's
Louise, I'm #1 fan.
ask to unmute. Yeah, let's just can you hear us, Louise? We'll just unmute you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Brilliant. If you got any questions you want to ask, Lou?
No questions. The tuning forks were brilliant. Absolutely amazing.
Right. Yeah, reading that book, Tuning the Human Biofield, she talks about some just amazing stories with those, of like how it just cleared these childhood trauma patterns and just really helped people transform and move from that
Wow.
energy. So
Yeah, I can see how that would work.
And I guess, Phil, over from a therapist's point of view, you could do that over Zoom.
So, well, totally, yeah. I mean, she remotely, yeah, absolutely, for sure.
You know, I could feel that, you know, when you work out exactly where your speaker is and you can hold them right on your speaker,
Right.
That's powerful stuff.
I got a new webcam coming. It'll make it better because this Mac's a little beat up. So, and then I'll be able to get better sound.
Well, actually, your voice sound is pretty good.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, Louise, but I'm feeling like a different person now. Like I'm feeling transformed. This 1 hour has transformed my energy. I was kind of feeling agitated and just at the beginning, and it's like, I feel really good now. This is good. I feel much better. I feel clearer.
Yeah, definitely. I feel very calm. Quite tired, actually. You were talking about being tired.
So if you tuned into that right now, like, how would that feel? Could you tune into that, like, tiredness, and do you want to?
I'm trying.
But also, Lou, remember, there's two sorts of tiredness. There's like, in England, it's now 8:20. So there's that element where it's the end of your day and you've just completely relaxed.
Yeah.
And that will take you in now, especially because it's 8:20. It's not late, but in England, that's like our winding down time. So it could actually just be, well, what I'm feeling from you, Louise, is it's actually just like, wow, that's amazing. I can let go and relax.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I've gone down lots of levels.
Yeah. Yep, you've gone down the energy rabbit hole.
Just snuggle,
Yeah.
snuggle yourself down and in bed and have some tea or something, and yeah, just relax. Go into
Oh,
that.
that sounds wonderful.
Well, you know, you've been with us. You know, this has been a real journey tonight, and you've been with us all the way, right from trying to set up and on and off and all the rest of it. You know, and that's yeah, definitely. We've gone down that rabbit hole and connected.
Yeah. Lots to think about, isn't there?
Yeah.
Brought up lots of things to think about and explore into.
Well, good. Yeah, I mean, if during the week, if you have any questions or comments, like we're here for you. So you're part of our tribe. Or
No, thank you.
Yeah. So.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Louise.
It's all right.
I guess if anyone's on Facebook Live or anything, they can't join in.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to the event here and see if anybody's got any questions on the event page.
We will get used to this, Phil.
Oh, we're getting better as it goes along. Like next time, we're gonna be right on. This is good.
I'm going to have to go, so I'm going to love you and leave you.
Thank you, Louise. Thanks for your.
Bye-bye. Nice to see you both.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, sounds like it's coming to a close here, Phil. And
yep.
Good. All right.
So, is there anyone on our live feed, Phil? I can't see any.
I wasn't seeing anybody there. So no.
No. Okay. Cool.
All right.
Alrighty. I think we can stop the recording then, can't we?
Yep.
So everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And just remember to tune in.
Right.